Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Tattoo Tellers. Today you are going to be blown away from Hugo's tattoos. Every single tattoo has a meaning. Every color has a meaning. Every placement has a meaning. I was blown away. His tattoos are fabulous. Stay tuned, look at them all, and we'll discuss at the end of the video. Remember, listen. Bye. Hi everybody, I'm here with Hugo, and as you can see, he's got quite a few tattoos on his arm, and he's got a beautiful one on the back. It's gorgeous. The detail on that one, we're gonna have to zoom in later. But Hugo, which one do you want to tell us about first, or you want to start at the beginning?
So first of all, I want to thank you for the opportunity to do this clip with you. My name is Hugo. I'm from Montreal, and I'm happy to share some of my background on why I got tattoos. So first of all, for me, I come from a generation where tattoos back in the 80s, 70s were not part of the mainstream culture.
Yep.
So piercing, tattoos, all that stuff was really meant for a really underground people, some people that had jail, criminal history, or were part of a gang. So that's how I got into my first tattoo first. So this was the first one, which is the octopus.
Oh, those are beautiful. I love the colors.
The octopus was made by one of the official Hells Angel tattooers.
Wow.
I was at the age of 18, and because I have a Portuguese background and we're together on this cruise ship, so I'm really tied to water for me. And I did my scuba diving lessons when I was very young, before 18. And I always felt that I was kind of an octopus, very by myself, very alone. I'm not lonely, but I like to be alone, and I felt I always recognized myself into this creature of the deep bottom seas.
That's cool. That's a great way of thinking of it.
Yeah, so that was my first one. As you can see, I was way smaller because the head was actually my whole shoulder back then. So you can tell how skinny I was at the time. So that was the first one. The second one actually is a cover-up underneath. There was another one because I got into a little bit of a gang related at the time. I was trying to find myself as a young man, so I was part of a group of people that were not always good people, and it was underneath. But
you can't tell anything.
No, you can't tell.
It's
but
beautiful.
It has been a lot of work to make it go away. But it was like a signage here. And when I met my wife back in 2000, I felt it was time for me to cover this up. This was an previous stage in my life. So this really, the koi fish means from the Japanese, it's signs of abundance and being rich and stuff. So that's the meaning behind it. It has the green eyes.
Yeah, does that symbolize something?
Yeah, it's it's the mother of my son. So Louisa, which had green eyes, so she's always going to be. And I always felt she was my right hand woman.
Oh, that's
so
cool.
That's why she's on the right side.
That's really neat.
This one came also. This is a tribal one. This is a tattoo they did on the horses before they go to war, and I always felt like her and we were going at together in life and adversity and things like that.
Wow.
And I needed to symbolize that.
I love the flowers with the koi fish. That's an unusual
Yes, it
combination.
represents life, flower blooming and everything. So this side was dedicated more towards her and our marriage. And when I got divorced, we did 15 years together, and believe me, we're still really in good terms today. This is where I added the storm. So you see the storm, you see the lighting.
Oh, you know what? I didn't notice that.
And there's a Scorpio here.
Look at that.
Yes.
That is awesome.
And you can tell this is where it's gonna
sting
you, and it's got some blood on it. So I met someone in my life, and I felt that person that represented her, that person that really came and sting me, right? Right in the harm. So I did that one in 2015, so 2016. And you know, the one in my back.
Yes, let's
This
see
is
that.
probably also really meaningful for me. I'm not sure if people. So it represents really my father. So my father was really absent in my life, and my father was the Medusa, right? He was back in the '80s. Versace was very popular, Miami Vice, and doing all the
Yeah,
clothing and
that's
stuff.
right.
And my father used to, you know, always symbolize that was like wealth and stuff. But because he wasn't around, I felt I'm never really gonna see him. So he's on my back, and that's why he's got the wings, so I can fly on my own. He's got the cross that
Oh,
symbolizes
wow.
life, but he's also got the snake, right? So the dark side that, you know, having my father that was absent. So I did this one as well. One that's really also very important for me, as you can see.
You've got quite a few, yes.
As you can see, I don't have anything in my forearms.
No.
I don't have anything that's gonna stand out if I have a shirt or a t-shirt, because for me, again, when you start putting things out there, you know, there's a lot of judgment, but also back in the day when only the people that were going down like this or up were like standing out more, that they've committed either more crimes and stuff. So people sometimes they don't understand that tattoos had like that meaning back in the 70s, 80s, 90s. So for me, this one is my son. It's
Says
Vincent,
yes.
and I think it's, you know, it's right at the right place. If I look at time, okay, what time is it? It's time, Vincent, you know. But also, I had a period in my life where I was really depressed, and I felt like if one day I felt like if I, you know, not that I wanted to cut myself, but
I
if I'm
hope
gonna go
not.
to that point, always remember you have your son. So
Oh.
before you get there, always stop and think, you know what, I have somebody that I need to rely on.
Strategically placed.
Strategically placed. And this one here,
Yes,
it says,
you told me about that.
this is the last one I got.
And it says, love you.
Love you, because for the first time in my life, in my early 40s, I really started to love myself for who I am, accepted who I am, and I know now that the first person you need to be in love with is your own self. If you want to allow other people to love you, you have to love yourself. So this one for me is the last one. I actually have some designs for new and future
Oh, do
ones,
you? Okay.
but I'm taking a break because otherwise you just keep like
keep adding.
Yeah, so maybe for the next phase in my life, I'm working on some projects and stuff that might be
Very neat.
coming along.
Your tattoos have so much meaning, all of them. Every little thing, the
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
colors, everything.
So
I
just
so
to give you an
appreciate it.
idea,
Yes.
when you combine all the hours and stuff, there's over 50 hours of work.
Wow.
So this one has been very, very long. So this one is about 15 hours. And I did the coloring twice.
Yeah, I
this
guess
one I
I did
haven't
that.
touched it since 2009, but you
Still
always have
shiny.
to maintain it. So I would go every 2 years and just redo the coloring because it fades with the sun.
And I also ask everybody if you have a motto, but you told me your motto. You need to love yourself.
Yes. So you know, what I want to say to other generation before you start doing any tattoos, it's got to be something that's meaningful,
Yes.
represent a stage in your life, something that you're always going to look on and say, okay,
Yes.
I remember that face. So for me, each one of them symbolizes something. Honestly, the most painful one was this one here around the arm here.
Okay.
You know, both sides,
Underneath.
those are really painful, but the back I was not able to do more than 1 hour or an hour and a half each time. So I had multiple visits. The one in the back
Wow.
took about 9 hours. So very, very painful. So it's funny because it's very painful, but it represents my dad. That was very painful as well. So it's kind of,
See,
like
you
I
got a
said,
double meaning there.
double meaning there. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of sunning
Yes.
and going to the pool on our fabulous cruise.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest
My
of the
pleasure,
cruise.
and all for you. Go do it by a professional. Participate in the creativity, your designs. Don't pick something out of a
About a book,
catalog.
yeah.
Do it with the artist. Those people are truly artists.
Yes.
Mine, her name is called Natalie, and I had only 2 tattooers on me, but Natalie's an artist. She'll participate.
Yes.
The designs, I'm gonna give her suggestions. I can even draw myself some stuff, and then she's gonna utilize this. So personalize it. It's art.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
again. Hi again. Thank you for staying with the video. So, were you blown away just like I was blown away? I was like, wow. All these stories and all the meanings and all the colors and placements, every little thing, every little detail was thought of with him and his tattoo artist. There's so much for me I want to go over. I had to write it down. I'm getting old. I don't remember. So he started his life's journeys with his tattoos when he was about 18 with the octopus. He looks at the octopus like himself, a loner. He's not alone and he doesn't feel lonely, but he likes the fact that he can be alone and be happy with himself. I'm going to talk about his motto right now. Love you. Love yourself. And if you love yourself, then it makes it easy for others to love you too. Love the person that's in the mirror. That motto has come up a lot with me lately. It's amazing. I love that. Love yourself. How about the other arm and the cover-up of the gang tattoo that he was with a gang, part of his youth that he's outgrown, and life changes and he's changing along with it. And the colors there were beautiful, life and rebirth. And the tattoo on his back that depicts his life without his father, the snakes, and the fact that it was very painful. He said that that was what life was like when his father wasn't around. Hugo, you are an amazing person. Your tattoos are amazing, and I absolutely love how you thought about every single one of them before you placed them and before you drew them. It was such a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much for this wonderful interview with you, and maybe we'll meet again on a cruise. Thank you all for joining us again today on another episode of Tattoo Tellers. Please like, subscribe, click, and share. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.